John Tully, thank you very much indeed, Vice Chair there of the Metropolitan Police. Well, as promised you from the Metropolitan Police, north to the West Midlands, where Birmingham was one of the cities affected as the violence spread from London. And this is a statement, this is a press conference that they held shortly, their Chief Constable.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Sims, I'm Chief Constable of West Midlands Police. I want to say a little bit about what happened last night, and then I'm very happy to take some questions from you. Let me start really by saying that last night was a really terrible night for the country and a very bad night for Birmingham. It was a night when all sorts of issues and behaviour from across the country were imported into the West Midlands, and we experienced several hours of wanton theft, of damage, of disorder. And let me say this, that this was not an angry crowd, this was a greedy crowd. What we were dealing with was dishonesty and disorder. If I take you through the events of last night, although there were sporadic incidents in other places in the West Midlands, most of the serious issues were concentrated initially in Birmingham city centre and then eventually moved on into Handsworth as the crowds began to disperse. Very hard to put numbers, but we think at the height there were probably about 700 to 800 people in the city centre. We had around 400 officers in protective equipment and, of course, other members of the force supporting them. The damage that's been done, there are at least 30 premises that have been damaged or have had goods stolen, and they are tending to be goods like electrical goods and high-value clothing. We have had one building burnt. It's a police station, small police station on the Holyhead Road. I suppose I would say that I grieve for the police station, but I would rather that a police station suffered than someone lost their home or their business. I've been really heartened by the work with partners. Birmingham city centre is open for business. We've got no roads closed. There's been extensive work to clean up the damage and debris from overnight. There of course are still businesses that are shut, but the Bullring itself and the major part of the city centre are open and trading, and that's exactly where we want to be. Last night West Midlands Police made around 133 arrests. We are continuing to make arrests today based on the intelligence that we received. My latest update as I was coming down the stairs was that we've arrested 5 further people this morning in raids on houses, and we have recovered a quantity of high-value clothing. So this is an operation that's very much at its beginning. As I speak, we are putting the first of many, many pictures onto our website and onto other social media websites. And I would appeal for the people in the West Midlands and beyond to help us identify those people responsible and help bring to justice those people that have done such damage. As a force, we learnt a lot during last night. This was very different from the public disorder that we've experienced before. You know, this was very focused on looting and theft, and we had to adjust our tactics as we went along to make sure that we dealt with that as you'd expect us to. I think the primary way that we're going to deal with this is by arresting and bringing to justice as many offenders as possible. And we are working to make sure that if we're called into action again, that we speed up our arrest processes so that we can process more people at a faster rate. This is about getting people off the street, but it's also about creating a climate of deterrence that recognises that this is not hijinks, this is serious crime, and that people will face the full weight of the law when they are caught. I've spent the morning on the phone to many community leaders. There is a huge amount of solidarity in Birmingham, shock, anger, disgust at what's gone on, lots of people wanting to contribute to bring the city back to where it should be. And I'm going to say what others have probably said more eloquently than me, that many of the people that we've arrested, many of the people that we've got on camera are astonishingly young. They're teenagers, girls and boys, and I would appeal to their parents and to the wider community to make sure that they don't go off.
Well, Chris Sims, the Chief Constable of West Midlands Police, there making very clear it's a unified message coming from the police and the politicians that those that have been carrying out these acts, the perpetrators, will feel the full force of the law. And in terms of how they go about catching those they didn't catch on the streets last night as the violence took place in Birmingham, as Mr. Sims described, he's talking about, I suppose, in a way, retaliating with modern technology, getting pictures up on the website and other social media. He said there's something which we are expecting the Metropolitan Police to be doing very shortly as well, a rogues gallery of those they want to question about some of the incidents in London over the last 3 nights. Stay with us.